in life sciences, we have 4 strands. In the first strands, they learn what happens inside of cells, and we do some chemical experiments. They also learn about the cells and the tissues themselves with a variety of microscopes that we have at school. In the second strand, they learn what happens inside of the human body, as well as plants and animals. Then in our third strand, they learn about the environment. We take them outside on excursions and camps, and we teach them about the human impact on the environment as well. We encourage the learners to take part in the Science Expo to maybe win a prize or a bursary. In our last strand, they learn about biodiversity as well as evolution. We have some 3D printed fossils like Homo naledi here to ensure that the learners understand these concepts better. In this subject, we also have a lot of hands-on activities, as you can see here, and this facilitates the learning process. We do a lot of dissections, and we have a camera that helps to facilitate the teaching and learning so that the learners can follow what happens on screen. In this subject, we have a lot of exposure to live organisms like the snake that we have in the cage there. And this ensures that learners, when they finish school, they have a love for all kinds of living organisms. It is very important to remember that if learners want to go and study any of these kind of directions in biology, they need to make sure that they have pure maths and physical sciences, since 90% of these directions need those subjects as well.
Okay guys, this is science, and what I'm going to demonstrate here is static electricity. Science is all around us, and this is exactly what happens when we have lightning. You can see that the dome is charged and the rope will stand on end. So the charges will remain there, and if I switch this off, you will see that the rope will stand on end. So I need to discharge it so that the rope can go back down again. And this is pretty much what happens when lightning strikes the ground. It's a discharge that's taking place between the clouds and the ground. Here I'm going to demonstrate a chemical reaction where we are going to take hydrogen peroxide, and I'm adding about 20 moles of that into the measuring cylinder. And to that I'm just adding dishwashing liquid, a few drops of that, and then our secret ingredient. It is potassium iodide. So I'm going to add some of that, about a spoonful of that, and let's observe. Alright, and you can actually see it's a very nice reaction. And if you actually touch the foam, it feels very hot. And this is a demonstration of an exothermic reaction where energy is actually released into the environment. And we get many of those reactions in chemistry. Here I'm going to do another demonstration. I'm going to look at the reactivity of certain metals. Now we don't think that metals can react very quickly, but if I take this, which is potassium, and I'm just going to break it a bit, and I'm going to add some of it into water, and you can actually see it burns with a purple flame, and it releases a bit of smoke as well. Let me just throw in another bit. Okay, so this is just to show how certain metals can react with a simple substance such as water. And like I said, science is everywhere around you, and there's lots of things that you can go and do with science. Okay guys, now I'm going to talk to you about careers. In physics, there's quite a lot of things that you can go and do. You can become an aeronautical engineer, you can become an architect, you can join the Air Force, you can become a pilot, any form of engineering. You can become a physicist, a physics teacher. You can even become a journalist where you cover scientific programs or scientific investigations. For chemistry, on the other hand, you can become a chemist, you can become a pharmacist. It's also a very important subject if you want to become a doctor. You can also become a lecturer at university. You can become a quality controller. You can become a health inspector. You can become a conservationist. Also engineering, certain forms of engineering requires chemistry knowledge. You can also become a water technologist. You can become a zoologist and even a wine taster. So there's really quite a big scope or huge scope. There's many careers that you can follow when you do physics and chemistry.